Free Comic Book Day Mini-Con is coming the first Saturday in May, May 2nd. We are giving away 20,000 comics, way more than we gave away last year. Plus, we have Free Comic Book Day month, which entitles you to free stuff all month long. Free Comic Book Day is May 2nd. For the second year in a row, we've got the SPW down. So they're here to tell you what they're going to do on Free Comic Book Day. If you guys were here last year for Free Comic Book Day, you will remember that we had the Supreme Pro Wrestling here. We had a ring out in the parking lot. You guys put on a show for hours. It was absolutely amazing. Please welcome Scoot and Drake Frost to the show.
Great to be here.
Yes, thank you very much for coming down, guys.
Thank you very much.
And I'm excited about Free Comic Book Day because last year was amazing. I would go out and I would watch you guys for a little bit. And when I first had, invited you guys down, I thought, oh, it'll be fun. You guys will stay in the ring. You'll do your little thing. And I go out there, and it was like a parking lot.
There was a
show.
parking lot.
Yeah, it was, the entire thing was done, and it was absolutely amazing. Why Scoot?
Well, all these years ago, when I first started training with a company called PCW up in Yuba City, there was a wrestler there by the name of Scotty Abu, and he was like this evil Canadian foreign guy, and they wanted a way to get me onto the show. Scotty Abu was one of my trainers back in the day. So they came up with me as being his little brother. This one I was like, 8, 9 years old.
Oh,
and
wow, you were like doing this.
Oh yeah,
from when you were really young.
Yes, absolutely. Okay. So then they gave me the name of Scooter Abu, and just as the years rolled on, Scoot stuck with me. As soon as I came to SPW, they knew me by Scoot.
And that was okay. It was just the way it was.
That was
and
just the way it was.
No point in changing it because you've already established yourself. You've
Exactly.
already made a connection with the crowd,
Exactly.
with other wrestlers. So that's it.
Exactly.
That's okay. So 8 or 9, what brought you into the wrestling world at that age?
Well, because I've always been a big fan of wrestling. I remember I would record every single show back in that day on the VHS
Yes.
tapes. I make myself feel old.
Way
I'm only
back
23.
Yeah.
But so yeah, I loved wrestling, and then I was at Arco Arena show, WWE house show at Arco Arena one day, and there's this guy passing out flyers with long blonde hair. He's passing out flyers for this free training day up in Yuba City at this place called PCW. Turned out to be AJ Kirsch. I don't know if you heard of him. He's been on Tough Enough, for WWE.
That's awesome.
Yeah, he's been around a little bit. So yeah, long story short, next day I went up there, had my first training session, and I loved it. That was my dream. That's what I wanted to do, and been with it ever since.
And you've been doing it ever since.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Well, then let's go over here. Drake Frost. Where does that come from?
Drake Frost. Originally, in 2005, when I debuted, my trainer, the Big Ugly JD Bishop, gave me Deacon Frost. Yes, yes. Originally debuted as Deacon Frost.
Mm-hmm.
And the funny thing is that where real life blurs with wrestling, and everyone used to call me Drake. They would never call me Deacon. So eventually, I think a few years later, it just became Drake. So Drake Frost is just the given
It
name
just
from my trainer.
Kind of came out of that. Well,
yes.
Okay, that's easy enough. So then what about you? When did you start?
I started back in January 10th, 2005 with my buddy Timothy Thatcher.
Were you with Supreme? Did you come over?
Yes, I did. We both showed up. We both showed up a little before 5 o'clock in front of the Colonial Theater, which is where the academy was at the time. And we both started on that day training, and it's been 10 years. And
So when you started training, how long was it till you were actually brought into the ring?
We trained for 9 months, and both of us debuted on September 11th, 2005.
Okay, all right.
It's a very memorable debut day.
Yeah, yes, I think you won't forget that one.
No.
So then, so how about you? Did you love this since you were a kid?
Yeah, I started watching wrestling about 4 or 5. Big fan of the Macho Man, just the way he moved. He was so athletic. He was so charismatic. He stood out in a sea of, I wouldn't say lesser characters, but he stood out.
He just had that charisma.
It entranced me. And I remember watching him and being like, wow, what a great guy. And then I think by the time I was 10, after going to a few house shows at Arco Arena, I had made the decision that that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to find a way to do it.
Okay, and then here you both are, and going on 15 years with Supreme Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
I mean, that's impressive. I mean, that's a lot. And I talk to Sir Samurai all the time. It's particularly impressive when you know a little bit more about it, because that's 15 years with at least one show a month. for
Yes.
Supreme Pro Wrestling. But you guys are doing something every single weekend.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's stuff going on all over California. You're traveling. You're taking the ring to cons. I mean, that's just absolutely incredible. And I don't know how you guys do it, aside from no sleep, because I mean, I enjoy my weekends too much. But so, what keeps you going? What is there anything in particular? Is it just the love? Is it the
They say love and
stories?
passion for the business, the memories. You know, nothing exciting ever happens on your couch. That's something Sir Samurai says a lot, and it's a true statement. I can't recall how many awesome memories I have over the years by just going out and yeah, sure, you know, lack of sleep, might be a little, you know, tired, sore, but being in that ring, being in front of, you know, a crowd, no matter what size, is just there's something about it. It makes it always worth it.
That's a lot of fun. So the 15th or the 19th,
Yes.
Sunday the 19th. Where's it going to be at?
6200 McMahon Drive, St. Peter's Hall.
All right, we'll make sure we have a link on there for you guys, so don't worry about writing it down right now. So what can they expect from this? Because I've been to some of the shows before, and even when it's not a big event like this, you guys pack the house.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything you can tell us about, anything special that might be going on that day?
You know, all I can say is that every single show we have, the guys that we have in the locker room are some of the best guys around. You know, they always give 110%, but it's different. It's different in a way that I can't explain it. The anniversary show is, you know, our WrestleMania, and everybody gives 150% on that night. And I feel that that's the reason why, you know, people come from all over California on that night, you know, because they know that we have some of the best talent around, and they know that they're going to get one amazing show that if they miss, they're going to regret. I remember last year at the 14-year anniversary show, I had people messaging me the night after saying, man, I heard about the anniversary show. I regret not being there. I'm so going to be there next year. So it's just not the show to miss, you know.
Okay, that's perfect. And one of the things that's great too is because you guys put so much into this, and because you guys love it so much, it seems like the fans are exactly the same way. You know, they understand how much you put into this, and they love going to that show. So if you guys haven't been, you're definitely going to want to try out the 19th because at a special event, it's just there's going to be a lot more energy, I imagine.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, you know, Free Comic Book Day. You can see them twice this month. Is there any other shows you guys are going to be doing here recently or in the area?
Yeah, this Saturday, April 4th, in the Phoenix Theater in Petaluma, California, we have a company called PPW, Phoenix Pro Wrestling. It's going to be out there. Showtime, I believe, is 8 o'clock. You can find it on Facebook. More information, but that's going on this Saturday. I know for a small group of us in Northern California, there's going to be the 50th anniversary of the Cauliflower Alley Club in Las Vegas. It's a really big event where a lot of companies get together and put on a show, and a lot of wrestlers get together.
Okay.
And we, you know, some of the stars and names of, you know, yesterday and yesteryear meet with some of the up and coming guys. We trade stories. We have good times. We trade craft facts and, you know, ways to improve what we do so that we can, you know, improve our love for this business.
And that's what I'm talking about. I said literally every weekend, and you just mentioned like every weekend of this month. Well, thank you guys very much for coming down. Thank you for coming down on Free Comic Book Day. It's going to be a lot of fun. Where can they find you online?
They can find me. I'm still getting into social media, even though I should get Instagram.
Should be on top.
But
of that.
I do have a Twitter, and I do have a Facebook. Facebook, my real name, Joshua Robertson, or you can find me on Twitter at Scoot Robertson, and find out more stuff about me there.
That's perfect.
I'm on Facebook, Drake Smith. You can look me up under Drake Frost. Under Instagram and Twitter, I'm at Frost Experience. I'm trying to post all the time, keep everyone in the loop. If you want to come find me, it won't be hard.
Thank you guys for coming down.
Thank you.
And I will see you guys on the 19th.
Absolutely.
I'm stiff, not mean.
Jeff, and they'll do catch wrestling on Tuesdays.
What
just to
exactly
add.
is catch wrestling?
Catch wrestling is kind of like a balance in between amateur wrestling and like it's more applicable, I'd say, in like the arenas of MMA, that style. But it also adds to us just because it gives a new dimension.
Okay.
So,
Now, well, then also with the stuff you guys do, I know you're practicing those 3 days, but how much of what you do in the ring is rehearsed before?
Sometimes not at all.
yeah,
you know,
sometimes
I mean,
Because you guys came out here today, came out the gate on that video, and none of that was rehearsed.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, the best wrestlers in the world can get thrown together, 5 seconds before they got on the court, out of the curtain, and have an amazing match.
Okay.
That's,
So there's a ton of improv.
yeah,
Yeah.
improv.
You just have to, essentially, you guys have to be able to read each other. So when you go to grab them to do something, you have to know how you're going to react.
Pretty much. The majority of what we focus on in the camps are it's the basics.
Mhm.
It's the basics so essentially we hope that you will be able to be in that situation where okay, it's you and you got 5 minutes, you got to go. You go, okay. So you know enough of the basics that you can go out and you can do that. You can have a match and not be like, oh, I don't know what to do.
Gotcha. So then how long is training?
Training is normally 6 to 9.
so
Okay.
about
6
3 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. How
about
for
3
like if
hours.
somebody was to come in fresh? How
Oh,
long would it
it
take
varies.
them?
It depends
Yeah.
on the person.
I
Some people
suppose
pick
that's
things
true.
up fast. Some people.
Well, you
Like
want to
it
make
took-
sure everybody's safe at the same time. so-
Yeah, no, yeah. And there's a standard. You want everyone to be sure that they're safe for the sake of themselves and the people they wrestle.
Mhm.
It varies the speed. Some people pick it up fast. Some people don't pick it up as fast.
And that's one of the things that kind of sets us apart from a lot of schools out there. Is there's no set time date. There's some schools that have you pay you pay this much money up front, you get this
You're
many
guaranteed
months
to
of
get
training,
certified and-
whatever,
yeah.
things like that, and that's fine. But for us, we always want everyone to come through our doors to be ready, so we won't put them out there until
That's
they're
great.
ready. Their training
that's
does not end until they're gonna take care of themselves and their opponent.